Hi, Dr. Mike. We had it muted and didn't know it. We just realized.
That's okay. I do that all the time. Okay. I'm glad to have everyone here tonight. We're going to get into, the bulk of the material that I typically, cover on the call, which is how does the body work in simple terms, what foods, can counter the many contaminations that we're facing in today's environment, why are those foods important, what are those foods exactly, and then how can we bring them into our lives to make them part of our grocery bill, and ultimately, how we do that and how we share it with other people, because this call is getting bigger and bigger, but I'd like it to be 3 times, 5 times, 10 times as big as it is today, a month from now. And I can't do it myself. I'm asking for all of your help to get people on this call, because there's going to be things that are shared, and I'm going to be sharing them every week. Something else is going to be added. I want people to understand how crucial it is to take a careful look at their lifestyle, and then take a careful look at what they can do to simply make a few changes that would ultimately change the course of their very life. It will change the course of their life, their family's life, their friends' life, and their community's life. And all of you who are already, consuming some of the Purium products know what I'm talking about. These are life-changing foods, more than just supplementation. These are life-changing foods that, in my opinion, my God, you have to add to your grocery bill. I have to share a personal story real quick. I was in an acupuncturist's office this afternoon, and I was having a great conversation with this very knowledgeable acupuncturist doctor. He's been doing it for well over 34, 35 years, and he concurred with what I was sharing with him, which is with all the doctors that I'm having conversations with, I'm hearing the same thing. And that is, people are coming into their offices sicker and sicker. And as I'm sure Dorothy will point out later in the call if we have some time here, the doctors are overwhelmed right now. Not only can they not spend enough time with people, but they're spending time with you in a very kind of autocratic way, meaning or kind of robotic way is what I mean to say, is because they only have so much time. So they have to abide by specific health codes that allow them to charge in a specific way for a specific diagnosis. So, the healthcare system has turned into a sick care system. Okay, and we'll talk more about that in a little piece of time. We're talking about an empowered healthcare system tonight. An empowered healthcare system is your body, your ability to make choices about your body and implement them with a little bit of knowledge. It's not much, just a little bit, and it'll change the course of your life radically. Empowered healthcare implies 2 things. You get to make choices, and secondly, your body is a miracle. The power that made your body is the power that heals your body. There's no question about it. That can't be refuted. It's easily proven. None of us on this call tonight are thinking our hearts into beating. None of us on this call tonight are thinking about our kidneys filtering or removing toxins from our body. No one's thinking about the spleen and the work that it's doing to clean our blood. No one on this call is thinking a bit about the internal hundreds of thousands of mechanisms, literally processes, I should say, that are changing second by second to keep us vital. So that's what we're looking for: health, happiness, and vitality inside of an empowered healthcare system that has you making choices, recognizing that your body is an absolute miracle. It's the miracle that you've been given as a gift, as a blessing. Having said that, this is at the beginning of the call, I always like to add something very brief because I can't go too deep into it. I know a lot of you are joining now. The call's gotten even bigger than ever. I'm really happy to see this. Here's what I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about tonight. And this is a science. This can go very deep. But I want you to understand a few things about sugar and aging. And I want you to understand on the most superficial level the relationship between sugar and the fine lines, meaning the wrinkles that can eventually manifest over time, over the aging process that a body experiences in a lifetime. So I want you to understand the science, and it's called glycation. Now, it's a fancy word, it's a big word, but all I want you to do is understand the power of sugar and its ability to completely short-circuit your entire body's ability, that inborn, that innate ability I just mentioned, to heal you at all times, and to keep you healthy, happy, and looking strong, literally and in the most superficial way, your skin will show it. Let me just explain this to you, and I'm going to make it as simple as I can. Sugar molecules in your system, they bombard the body cells like a meteor shower, if you can imagine that. You've just eaten a big donut or had a big bowl of ice cream, and those sugar molecules are now bombarding your body cells like a meteor shower. I want you to just picture this for just a moment, because we're going to go on the hopeful side of this, and on the helpful side of this, we're going to picture you're going to have a completely different vision of how to actually increase health, happiness, and vitality. So just stick with me. It's literally a sticky situation here. I'm going to tell you why. Sugar molecules, when they're bombarding your cells, glom onto fats and proteins. That means they create glue, and they attach themselves to fats and proteins. Now, there's a lot of protein in your skin layer. Just to give you an example, like I said, I can't go too deep here, so I'm going skin deep tonight. The science of glycation was actually discovered while scientists were researching diabetes. Okay? And what they found out, ultimately, is that sugar, especially refined white sugar and high fructose corn syrup, as opposed to all kinds of other sugars, will absolutely short-circuit your entire body. The tissue damage and just the chronic inflammation that results from sort of the diabetic, where in a diabetic frame, you're having a sustained high blood sugar. Your blood constantly has too much sugar, and your body can't handle it. So it starts to actually create conditions like cataracts. Remember last week I talked about Alzheimer's. That's when literally brain cell nerve endings are having this kind of glue attached to them. Okay? That's the sugar attached to the fats and the proteins. That's called glycation. Vascular tightening. Remember last week we talked about can't beat this, and how beets are an incredible superfood, and how they open up your arteries, how they can enhance your peripheral arterial system. Well, vascular tightening means everything's tightening down. We don't want things to tighten down in order to increase vitality as we grow older, right? Diseases of the pancreas and the liver, all of that attached to too much sugar in the blood. Just listen to me on this. AGE, this is kind of an interesting and funny acronym, but AGE, the word AGE, A-G-E, stands for Advanced Glycation End Products. Okay? And what does that mean? What I just described. It means sugar attaching to these proteins and fats and gluing up your system. I hate to put it so simply, but that's, I think, the easiest way for all of us to understand it. And that glucose makes cells abnormal, and it creates a ton of free radicals. And that's when the skin begins to wrinkle. All of the elastin and the collagen is now compromised. By the way, those are proteins. Now, if you've ever looked at a person who's been smoking for a really long time, now I hope that's no one on the call, but I'm just saying, and please don't take offense, I'm just educating here. But smoke reduces the antioxidants in the skin. So smokers don't have a lot of vitamin C and vitamin E in their skin, basically. That's because typically you have more vitamin C and vitamin E if you're not smoking, and that takes care of a lot of the oxidation on that level. Okay? So bottom line, if you have a high glycemic index diet, that means lots of sugars, especially refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup in particular, in your diet, you are asking for trouble. You're inviting trouble. You're basically dishonoring the premise that I suggested early in the call, which is that you have a body that is absolutely miraculous, is designed to keep you healthy, happy, and vital to the day you die. But if we short-circuit our systems, if we make choices that disempower our personal health care, then we end up moving in the wrong direction, which is moving towards disease or dis-ease. Take the word apart. In our bodies, there's only two things going on, always at the same time, at any given moment, I mean to say. That you're either moving towards ease of functionality, so you're moving towards ease, or you're moving towards dis-ease, disease. You get to make a choice. And that's the whole point of the call tonight. The fact, now that we know we can honor ourselves, and when we do honor ourselves, we get to be a lot healthier. So what are all, now I'm going to leave the sugar issue here. Just understand, wrinkles, I should add, by the way, that refined sugar, white sugar, and high fructose corn syrup will accelerate your aging process by approximately 10 times the normal rate. 10 times the normal rate. So that's why I mentioned the smoker. The smoker actually does that. By virtue of smoking, he accelerates or she accelerates their aging process by approximately 10 times the normal rate. That's remarkable when you think about it. Sugar feeds cancer, we all know that. Let's get sugar minimized in our diet. Do the best you can, guys. I'm just letting you know. You don't need to have, we don't need to have 4 floors of the New York University Hospital in New York be filled or devoted to diabetes, people with diabetes. It's an unnecessary and preventable disease pattern that gets set up by the choices we make. So let's move into now, well, what can we do rather than picturing sugar as a meteor shower on our cells? Let's think of a very different picture now. And that picture, here's what it is. You're bathing your cells with nutrient-dense foods that heal you, that bring health, that bring happiness, and bring vitality, that help you to restore and regain your health. Very often help you to reverse conditions that have been promoted by unhealthy habits. How about if we picture that when we drink, for example, the Power Shake, which is filled with green foods that contain lots of micronutrients, enzymes, minerals, vitamins, and most importantly, chlorophyll, we're bathing our 50 trillion cells that make up our body with some of the most incredible nutrient-dense foods possible. And instead of a meteor shower of sugar, we're actually bathing our cells every day, showering our cells with life-giving, essential foods. That's the premise and the mission of this call, of our affiliation with a company called Purium, and our desire to share using gift cards. A blessing where opportunity has come perfectly timed in conjunction with circumstance. Circumstance, look, if we look around, a lot of our friends are getting sick. A lot of our family members are dying. Opportunity. We have the ability to be messengers for change with a mission. And the mission is this simple. I choose to bring organic superfoods from the farm to my family's table. Let's think about that. I choose to bring organic superfoods from the farm to my family's table. Well, isn't that the roots of where we were originally as an agri-society, more focused on the farm? But then the city-states, of course, became prevalent, People moved to the city. There was more opportunity. And then the farms became commercialized. Things changed, right? The food industry recognized an opportunity. And that opportunity was to fool all of our taste buds into believing that their combinations of fats, sugars, and salts would have us grabbing boxes off the middle aisles of grocery markets. And it worked. And a lot of us got fooled, and we still get fooled. And I'm no different to anyone. I'll make bad choices. But here's what I want to encourage all of you to do. Now that you know that there's a better choice, now that you know, nice to have you here, Pastor Troop. Now that you know that there is a better choice, that you can stop this scourge of diabetes, this ability for sugar to deplete and devitalize your body, but instead shower your body with nutrient-dense foods that will move you in the proper direction towards ease and higher function in your body, bingo. You've arrived. You're home. That's what God has intended and what your body is there to provide. So here are the 4 basic food groups. This is what I talk about every week. It's really important, and they're not the basic food groups like starch, fats, proteins, carbohydrates. No. I already mentioned green foods. There's a shake called the Power Shake. Go to the person who invited you to this call, find out what it is. The Power Shake. It comes in a nice little package along with just a couple other products. Let me explain. And there's intelligence behind why these packages have been created the way they have. Each one of them. In this case, the green foods I've already talked about. Chlorophyll, micronutrients, enzymes, vitamins, minerals, vitalizing, oxygenating, rejuvenating, revitalizing your blood, alkalizing your blood. When your blood is alkaline, your system, your overall body, is able to absorb nutrients more efficiently. Okay? So green food, a must. That's vegetables. Okay? Second food, protein, comes in tablet form, unusual. People say, oh, wait a minute, I can get my protein from meat, fish, poultry. You can, but you cannot get more than 27 to 40%. It's about 27 to 40% at most of usable protein, and the rest of that meat that you're eating is actually needing to be removed, which makes the body work hard. And when your body works hard, what it does is it creates this, it creates fat tissue, ultimately. Because calories are measured, calories are energy, and if it takes a lot of work for your body to actually break down foods, guess where the things that don't break down end up storing? They end up storing in fat cells and or creating fat cells. Simply stated, protein repairs and rebuilds tissue. That's your heart valve. That's your heart muscle. That's the bladder lining. That's your gut membrane. That's your triceps, your biceps. Some even say the brain is a muscle. The truth is that, we have a food called protein in the form of tablets that efficiently deliver in less than 23 minutes to your muscle, right through your stomach lining. You don't even need the intestinal system. There's no waste. There's no extra work that the body has to do. So it's really good for people with intestinal issues and liver problems and kidney issues, all of that, the protein in tablet form called Superamino 23. Third product, fruit. Remember earlier in the conversation I talked about how the free radicals, how as we age, look, we're oxidizing, okay? So we're needing to manage all these free radicals, whether it's the free radicals in the skin layers or much deeper into our body, formed by foods we eat that may not be so healthy, or just by basic digestion. Toxins are formed by basic metabolic function, or things that happen inside the body. And then, let's not forget, we have the sun, we have the air, we have the water that has its own contaminants that also produces toxins. We need to counter those toxins, and we have the answer. The solution is a tart cherry, highly concentrated. hugely filled with bioflavonoids, lots of free radical scavengers. Let's clean up the toxins. Our body knows how to remove them. Let's clean them up. That's why the dietary guidelines of 2015 suggested 4 to 5 servings of fruit per day, 4 to 5 servings of vegetables per day. But none of us can get that done. We don't have the time. We're not living on a farm. We have depleted soils. What we have instead, luckily, and with a great blessing, this company has brought these wonderful foods to us. And I'm going on longer than I want to here, but I do want to complete this. Now, the fourth food. So we have 3 food groups that I think are the food groups. I think fruits, vegetables, and protein. The fourth one is fiber. And fiber, by the way, fiber has two primary functions. One, it actually stimulates the production of the skinny hormone. That's the fat-burning hormone. It's called adiponectin. You don't have to remember the name, real hard name to remember, even for me. I think I practiced it for forever to try to say it right. But anyway, that fat-burning hormone, here's the idea. Each of us, men and women, require 25 grams of fiber per day. You could not eat enough fruits and vegetables to get that amount of fiber. So the companies provide a simple, inexpensive product, I think it's $19 or something like that, that we can get all the fiber we need in one serving. It's brilliant. The second thing that fiber does is it prevents the absorption of unhealthy fats. It's like just think of it like a sponge, because as this fiber, rice bran in particular, that's the food I'm talking about, that is in the fiber product, the daily fiber blend, it goes in, it absorbs water. As it absorbs water, it turns into a sponge, cleansing the sides of your intestine, your colon. You don't need a colonoscopy to know that your intestine and your colon is clean. I'm not making any recommendations or non-recommendations here. I'm just letting you know that if you have fiber in your diet and you're including these foods that I'm mentioning, you're healthy, you're happy, you're revitalized, and yes, your colon is clean. Trust me, your colon is clean. It really is. All right. So I went through the 4 food groups. These are the things that counter the toxins. And now I want to hear, I've got some exciting news today, actually, through a text. So I hope Pastor Logan is still on the line. He texted me today about his blood pressure. Pastor Logan, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Do you mind sharing that? I've kind of volunteered you without asking.
I'm really excited because I've been having blood pressure issues for a while, and when I first came on this program, I spoke to you about it, and you, of course, recommended these things, and I went to the VA and had my blood pressure checked yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it was 110/70. Over 71, the wife said. She was there. So 110/71. It has not been that low in like years. And I've only been on this product since December. We started in December. And matter of fact, it was so amazing that the nurse that was in there that did the blood pressure, she was asking me, what have you been doing? Which gave me an opportunity to share with her. And she was, of course, we gave her the website. But yes, sir. And my blood pressure, my wife had some situation where she went and had the doctor look at her, and to go with the fiber, he told her she really looked good on the inside. So she had, colonoscopy, so, and everything. So what you're saying, everything you're saying, we can attest to it because since we've been on this product, we're just absolutely excited, and our health is very well. We're doing very good. Thank you, sir, for what you do.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pastor Logan, for contributing tonight. And that's it. Health, happiness is when we have our health, and vitality. And there it is in a real-life story. I've heard this literally thousands of times now over the years, and hundreds, if not hundreds and hundreds of times from people that are taking these products on a consistent basis and making this a lifestyle. Yes, there's a mission, but there's also something even more important that's promoted here. I guess if I overuse the word promotion, but it's to understand and acknowledge, recognize there's a lifestyle, and that lifestyle has to do with just making simple choices, adding them to your grocery list every month. The foods that I buy from the Purium company are part of my grocery bill. Helen and I both totally recognize and acknowledge how important they are to our everyday existence. And I hope that all of you who are maybe new to the call tonight will recognize maybe there's something you can at least give it a shot. You've got a 60-day money-back guarantee that the company gives. You're not going to need the guarantee because I'll guarantee you'll have an experience that you'll appreciate for a lifetime. Would anyone else like to contribute tonight? Maybe Connie or Pastor Anderson, Dorothy, would any of you like to contribute anything tonight?
Well, Dr. Mike, I'm sorry. Veronica, one of the ladies that was at the health fair, she was having sugar problems, and she was telling me that her sugar level have been in the 200s, and she's only been on this product for maybe a couple of weeks, and she said she was surprised that her sugar level now was in like the hundreds, like it was like 100 is what she said. So she was very excited as well.
Yeah, I remember her actually, and she really needed to get that blood sugar. When your blood sugar's up in over 200, that's a very dangerous position to be in for your body. Glad to hear that.
Yes.
Glad to hear that. Would Dorothy, or are you there? Are you still there, or I don't know. I'm just picking out numbers here now.
Well, Dr. Mike, I want to say that this is Apostle Anderson. I want to say that my wife has had the best results in years from her. I told you that a couple weeks ago, and she just showed her blood pressure. It has really made her, she's quite nice. She's doing something as listening to the call, but it's really made a difference. Okay.
Good. Blood pressure, blood sugar, all that, cholesterol, triglycerides, all of those are what are called, they're kind of like they're factors that they measure to determine a person's health ultimately. And the foods, because they are our fuel, will affect those things. Obviously, if we, put the right fuel in our body, we've all heard the adage, we become what we eat. So that's essentially what goes on. We fuel our bodies with healthy, in fact, extremely vital foods, and, well, what you have at the end of it all is that health, happiness, and vitality I was speaking about earlier in the call. I do want to make mention now, since we're at the end of our time together here, I try to keep it to a half an hour. I know I go over sometimes, and I apologize for that. I just like to add something at the beginning of every call that's important and relevant. Tonight it was sugar and the effects of sugar on our body, along with the core material, the 4 food groups now. And the products are simple. One product is a tart cherry concentrate. Use very little of that, maybe 1 ounce in water. You make a shake every day for yourself, if not 2, depending upon what package you've chosen, because there are 3 categories. There's one for an athlete, there's one for a person who likes to lose weight, and who would like to turn their body back into a fat-burning body. And then there's the third category, which is essentially what we are all doing as a lifestyle at the very minimum, is drinking 1 shake a day. That would be a green shake or another shake of choice. There's a few different ones. But remember, they're all foods. So although it looks like liquid, tastes like liquid, drinks like liquid, it is actually food. I know that's hard to get, or hard to grok at the beginning. The second, and then the third food, of course, is the protein I mentioned in tablet form, and then the fiber, which again can be added to the shake. Recently, last week, we talked about can't beat this. Beet, meaning the beet, B-E-E-T, is one of the most fabulous superfoods. It's amazing. We call our vegetables superfoods now. Did you ever think about that? And it's almost like we have to market vegetables to people because we've forgotten to eat vegetables. It's like, to me, it blows my mind because I always farmed my own vegetables. Even when I was in my early 20s, I was farming. I was growing my own vegetables. I always had my own garden. Even now, I do container gardening because I live on the beach here where we don't have the soil, but I have beets growing, I have beans growing, I have peppers and tomatoes growing. The point is, we are getting back to roots by eating foods of this nature. But the beauty of what Purium has done is been able to concentrate and give us the volume that we need. So the beet product that I was referring to last week, again, we're calling the beet a superfood dominantly because what it does is it provides nitric oxide. When the nitrates which is a compound from beets, converts on your tongue. The bacteria of your tongue, again, the miracle of the body, listen to this. The bacteria of your tongue actually converts the compound of nitrates and nitrites in the beet to nitric oxide. And nitric oxide increases blood circulation, which makes you stronger because blood and muscles are like they have this essential relationship. In order to be strong, your muscles have to be filled with blood. That's why there's so much blood in muscles, right? So we have a lot of arteries going to muscles. Well, if you have great circulation, you're stronger. So all of these superfoods, and I know I make light of the fact that a vegetable is now called a superfood, but in fact it is, not to mention the manganese, the potassium, the fiber, and most interestingly, the nitrate compound in beets that converts to nitric oxide to bring you strength and increase blood circulation. That food is a superfood. By the way, the definition of a superfood is 0 calories, high density nutrition. 0 calories. So that ties back, builds the bridge to what I was sharing earlier in the call about real food. Not sugars, especially not refined white sugar and high fructose corn syrup, which absolutely shut down your body. We have an ability now, an access, I should say, to foods that do just the opposite. So I'm really glad that you're all here, that you're all considering, without question. I hope that you all get, at the very least, get the 3 or 4 products for yourself. Establish a routine, establish a lifestyle, include it in your grocery bill, and watch your body come back to life if you feel like the light has been turned off. Because I can tell you, there is a switch, and you can turn the light on in your body, or you can turn the light off in your body. It's up to you. And the last thing I want to share is how easy this company has made it for you to absolutely neutralize the expense or minimize the expense of your product. By the way, they give 5 gift cards when you become a member. Become a member either will cost you approximately $25, one-time fee. And you're going to get a $50 gift card from the person who invited you to this call. And the brilliance of that is not only do you get a discount on the products that you purchase or the package that you purchase, but the company is going to give you 5 gift cards or more if you choose, but they're going to give you a minimum of 5 gift cards. Imagine this. You walk into your supermarket, you go to the grocery line, you check out, you pay for your grocery bill, and then the cashier calls over the manager and says, and asks the manager to give you a $50 bill back on your grocery purchase. Well, you and I know that doesn't happen. But with the way that this system is designed, remember I said circumstance has met opportunity. We get to be healthier. And the company's created this brilliant innovation where they give you these 5 gift cards. When you give one of those gift cards to someone and they use it to buy the products you've just purchased or one of the packages that you're so excited about to let somebody know that they ought to try it, well, you get a minimum of $50 back from the company and as much as $250. And that's just the start of what you could create for yourself if you chose to build a business or create another revenue stream. That would be up to you. But my point is that the gift card is an innovation. It allows you to literally have at no expense and place these foods, I should say, into your grocery bill and get some money back on it. But more importantly, regain your health, bring it to others, and make it a blessing for yourself and the others in your life. So I think I'm going to close right there because we're 10 minutes after the half hour. We're going to wrap up the call. I want to thank everyone, all of you for being attentive tonight. I know I go on and I go fast.
Great job, Dr. Mike.
You're absolutely welcome, Pastor Anderson. I just do it because I feel everything in this world in terms of what's going on. I look at the people around me. I hear the stories that Pastor Anderson tells me. I listen to people's other people's stories, and I know that we can change our society by changing ourselves first. I hope that you all do that. I hope you decide to do that. Thanks for coming to the call, everyone. Appreciate you. Dr. Mike Fleischer with New Path Nutrition. It's a pleasure to bring these simple tips to you. There's a lot more coming. If you simply click on the links in the description below this video and or on the annotations in the video, click on those links. You'll learn more about the kind of nutrition that actually helped me recover from a serious accident and will help you to actually elevate your level of health. Thanks for visiting today, everyone. See you on the next video.